In this video, we will be inserting materials from Google Docs. Now, since Google Sites is a part of the Google set of tools, it is very easy to take things you create in one tool and bring them into this tool. If you'd like to add a Google Doc, a Google presentation, or a Google spreadsheet, it is very easy. I'm on my homework page. I'm going to add some Google Docs to this, so I'm going to click the Edit button. I'm then going to get my cursor towards the bottom of this area. I want to find a spot where I want to put my first Google Doc. Now, these two links you see at the top were where I hyperlinked to a Google Doc in one of the prior videos. This is a different way of adding a Google Doc than hyperlinking. So I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to look at all the options and go over to the right and find Document. When I click on Document, it's going to show me every document that I own that I can insert into my Google Doc. If someone has shared a document with you, it won't be able to be inserted. You'll have to make a copy for yourself, and then you can add it in. But these documents are all things that can be shared. So I'm going to take this document right here, and I'll click a check mark next to it, and I will click Select. It asks me how big I would like this document to be. I leave the height at about 600. That'll determine how much of the page it'll take up. If I choose a larger number, it'll be longer. I'm going to leave the width blank because I want it to fill up this part of the screen. I'm going to click Save, and here's my Google Doc. Now I'm going to click Center. It's going to put this in the middle. Now I don't really see what the Google Doc looks like until I hit Save, so I'm going to do that. When I click Save, my document now appears, and so the two students can see it and read it. Now this might not be a great way to post every homework assignment, but if there's something important you'd like people to see on your website, this is a great way to do it. If you wanted to use this to show when homework was due or important announcements, it's a great way to do that because you've inserted this document. Now whenever you change this document, whatever appears on this screen will be changed as well. You don't have to re-add this or reinsert this document. It will always reflect the most recent changes you've made in the Google Doc itself. But that's how you add a document. If I would like to add something else, I'm going to click the Edit button. I'm going to get my cursor where I want it, so I'm going to put this next item above the Google document, and I'm going to go to Insert, and this time I'm going to go to Spreadsheet. If I go to Spreadsheet, I see a number of spreadsheets that I can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this first spreadsheet, and I will click on a different spreadsheet. I would like this spreadsheet right here, and I will click Select, and it gives me the same options. I can choose the width, which I'll leave alone. I will click Save, and I'm going to center this one as well, and click Save again, and now I see my spreadsheet. As it comes in, it looks exactly like what it would look like in Google Spreadsheet. It's scrollable. You can look at different parts of it. One of the nice things about both the document and the spreadsheet is there's a link at the bottom of each window that allows you to go to that exact file. Now that's only if you have access. Now these files, you'll want to make sure that you've hit open to the web so that anyone can see them. That does not mean anyone can click on them and open them and edit them, but they will be able to access and make their own copy of it if you wanted them to. Now the last thing I'm going to show you how to add from Google Docs is going to be a Google presentation, which is the Google version of PowerPoint. Now, I think this is one of the best features you can use. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Presentation. I'm going to see a number of presentations I have here. I'm going to choose this science one and click Select. Now I'm going to choose the size of it. I'm going to go with large. And I also have two options. I can have this slideshow start cycling through the slides as soon as I start it, and I can have it set so that it keeps going through the slideshow. After it reaches the last slide, it begins on the first one again. From experience, I know that the transitions are very quick, so that if I want students to read something or really focus on something, I'm not going to want to use that feature because the slides will transition too quickly. If I would like to create some sort of photo slideshow, this is a great tool for that. You can create a Google presentation using all your pictures and type and captions and anything you want, and then insert it on your website like this. I'll click Save. It pops up. I click Center. And when I click Save, I will see my PowerPoint, or my presentation ready to go. If I click on the button, it will go to the next slide. So I can actually go through this PowerPoint and see everything that's on it and not just have to download the file. So it makes it a little bit easier. This should make it easier to use on tablets and things like that as well. Now, if you have this set to automatically transition, this would be a great slideshow you can put on a website. What's nice about this is once it's inserted, you could keep adding to the slideshow in Google Docs, and whatever the most recent version was will show up on this website. But that is how you add the three main tools in Google Docs into Google Sites. Now, related to Google Spreadsheets is a Google Form. If I go to Insert and I find Google Spreadsheet Form, I click on it, it gives me different ways to insert things. This one happens to be a parent communication form. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to add it. And when I center it, I click Save. I now have an information gathering tool in which people can come to my website, enter the information, and then they click Submit at the bottom, and this information will go into a spreadsheet and populate it for me, so I have all this information at my fingertips whenever I need it. This is a great way to communicate with parents and students and get that information you want from them, instead of sending a sheet of paper home, which you then have to come bring in, keep in a file, transcribe. By doing it this way, it becomes digital. It's saved as a Google spreadsheet, which is then digital and accessible to you on any computer you have the internet on. So it's a great tool to make your classroom a little bit more efficient. So these are all Google tools that can be inserted into your website.